Hi, my name's Suzanne Wild, and here are my 5 tips for cultivating total wellness. My first tip is movement. Whatever kind of movement you like to engage in, it's so important for our bodies. In fact, our bodies are designed with movement included. So if you're not moving, your body is not functioning optimally. But it's not just about looking and feeling good, it's about thinking clearly and feeling emotionally well as also, because movement is good for all aspects of ourselves. So, whether that's dancing, having a stretch out, going for a run, going for a walk, try and include some movement in every day. The next tip is recognizing unhelpful thinking patterns. I think we all do this. You get into a groove of worrying about a certain thing, having negative thoughts, or even excessively positive but unrealistic thoughts. And this will usually be a pattern that you're quite familiar with. Most of us try and fight fire with fire, and when we're worrying, for example, we try and tell ourselves there's nothing to worry about. Instead of being too optimistic, too positive, so positive it doesn't really feel real, try and introduce a positive yet realistic thought. So let's say you're worried about going to a party and being nervous about socializing. Instead of saying, I'm the most going to be the most popular person at the party, just say, well, I'm going to go. It's going to be a bit tough, but I'll meet someone interesting probably, and I'll find out something interesting or just have an okay time. Managing your unhelpful thinking patterns this way by interrupting them with a more positive yet realistic thought is a really good thing to do for our mental well-being. My third tip is learning to expand your capacity to feel uncomfortable emotions. I didn't say negative emotions because a lot of us can even be uncomfortable with joy, excitement, love, just depending on the quantities. Our ability to feel emotion dictates our ability to experience ourselves and the world. But this doesn't mean we want to get thrown into emotions or wallow in them or let them be completely in control. What it means is when you have a feeling, see if you can just feel it as fully as you can for as long as you can before attaching to a story to it or trying to argue with it some way. And this is the same whether it's emotional pain or excitement, love, joy, fear. Try and just feel the emotion first and then get to the root of it by listening to what it has to say. The only emotional state I would not recommend this for is depression, although that's a different thing than these other pure emotions. 4, try to be completely honest with yourself. Now, I know that we all do things that are a little bit on the edge in terms of our own morality and values sometimes. Maybe we argue with a parking ticket that we know that we deserved, or we're trying to get some free stuff and break a couple of competition rules or something, or even maybe worse than that, telling outright lies. Aside from extolling the benefits of being moral, which I believe in, and living according to your own values. Aside from that, it's also really important to be honest with ourselves. So let's say that I told a lie. That would be fairly bad, obviously, but I want to be honest with myself about what I did. I don't want to lie also to myself. The reason that this is really important for mental well-being is it means that you're quite integrated as a person. It means that you're not fighting against knowing something all the time or fighting to suppress parts of you that know something. Because when you lie to yourself, you create a bit of a divide in yourself with one part that is saying, oh, I didn't do anything wrong, and the other part that knows that you did do something wrong. So the clearer you can be with yourself in your thinking, in your mind about your reality and the way that you're acting and feeling, the better. My fifth tip is to ground yourself and be in the moment fully. This is something that we all need because the more that we're looking at screens and thinking about complex concepts, the less we're being in our bodies in the present moment. Not many of us are athletes or, I suppose many of us are construction workers, but most of us don't have physical jobs. And even those of us who do have physical jobs are not being connected with the body in terms of listening to it. We're sort of dictating to it. run really fast, do this, do that, pick up this, pick up that, but not listening to our bodies. When we come back into our body, when we really are aware of the sensations, it gives us a moment of peace and resting within ourselves. And this moment is really, really important in terms of letting go of stress, not overthinking and over worrying all the time, not pushing ourselves beyond our natural limits in terms of our energy levels, and just for feeling relaxed and happy. So, to ground yourself, I have a couple of meditations that you can do, but one really easy visualization is to picture roots going down through from your feet through down to the earth and drawing up that earth energy into your body. But if that's not your cup of tea, just going out in nature, gardening, and trying to be mindful day to day, things like that can really help you ground yourself. I hope you enjoyed these 5 tips for total wellness. For more information and advice on self development and well being, just hit subscribe to this channel or head over to my website to check out my books and self development tools.